Oh man, welcome. Um, Thank you for all the support, all the views, all of the comments that you guys have left on my videos. Really appreciate it. Honestly, I didn't think that a lot of my content would resonate with very many individuals. I really only started making videos for my one friend who has been anticipating my YouTube. I say one friend, but it's really my three friends who um, have been anticipating any sort of YouTube channel from me. But to see people organically coming to my videos, resonating with the topics and ideas, and commenting, leaving comments. Um, whether it's encouragements, whether it's disagreeing with the point that I'm making in the video, whatever it may be, I'm just blown away um, that there are others like me, thinking like me, or wanting to hear from me at all. Um, so I think the struggle recently has been how do I establish my lane and establish what I want to be, and kind of button up, the what I want to speak about, and what the purpose of the channel will be. And it's funny because at my church right now, we are going through um, the church core values and the purpose of the church, and specific to our church. And um, I was thinking about it personally in my life, mostly because the one thing I got from the sessions, and there were a lot of takeaways from these core value sessions that I did this past weekend. But one of my big takeaways from that was I need to know if it will help establish what to say no to. I those That's more important um, than anything, quite honestly, right? So in terms of content creation, right? Like knowing what content to make, but specifically knowing what content not to make, and to say, I'm not about that. I will not chase that type of content. And I will stick to what I value and what I want my content to be focused on and centered around. Um, I think that's what's kind of been drummed up in my mind, and what's been put on the forefront of why I make content at all. Um, yeah, that question, it wasn't. It started out as a curiosity, like a can I even make YouTube videos? Um, and I answer that question. I can. It's just as easy as setting up this camera and hitting record and just talking, because quite honestly, people watched even that. So um, that concern has already been answered. The next concern I had was, okay, well, I'm trying to make budget type content, and I want to focus on how I think from a collector standpoint, and my mentality going into collecting, going into any kind of hobby. And even in that, people have resonated with the collector content that I do. So am I establishing a lane? What is the purpose? What is that? And I think I need to figure it out now that I've gotten a few reps, now that I've put out a bunch of videos, now that I have sort of an idea of what direction I want to go. Writing it down, solidifying it, and referencing it, and going back to it and saying, okay, well, I want to make this content. Does this fit what I value in terms of the type of content I want to create and the kind of message I want to put out on the internet? Because a lot of people will say that they're for the people, a lot of people will make content saying I am for you, but when we perpetuate, you know, especially when it comes to collecting hobbies, when the greed aspect of it, when the keeping up with the Joneses aspect of it is really accentuated. I that's one reason why like investment content just doesn't resonate with me anymore, because I don't want I'm not chasing paper. I'm not chasing maximum value, and I can't sit there and listen to people saying, well, now is a good play and these are good plays and this is how you spend your money, because honestly, like, if I'm only thinking about value, 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 you know there's more of a likelihood that I'll become greedier, and I'll start looking at certain things and saying I want that because it will make me money. And not only is that not enjoyable for me as a hobby, but it just digs up this discontent and this dissatisfaction with the things that I have that I really don't need in my life right now. So the fact that people are resonating with some of my collector's mentality videos, and resonating with the way that I view and want to change the landscape of how Pokemon cards specifically are collected within, are collected. Um, if people continue to resonate with that, great. If that falls off and people say, no, I don't really care about that, I just want to chase after the next big thing, then my views and all of that will show me eventually. So yeah, just trying to establish what I truly value, what the purpose of my content at all is, and trying to write that down. I think that's something I need to work out, and hopefully you'll see it in the videos. I won't need to, you know, say them over and over and over again. Maybe I'll say it every once in a while in this type of context, but um, you know, I really do. I really do value the fun in collecting, the fun in enjoying the things that you have bought with your hard-earned money. I really do respect uh, the the money that you put forth. This is hard-earned money, whether you are working your 9 to 5 in order to afford this, or working extra side gigs like I am to afford this, or whether you're, you know, whatever extra money that you're using, that could have been used for another hobby, you're using to buy a booster pack here and there instead. There should be something genuinely enjoyable and respectable about all of that. I don't think anyone collects things the wrong way. I think there are many people who are collecting in a difficult way, and collecting in a way that just has no end in sight, and no, you know, it's a hollow and you know, empty rat race, honestly. So hopefully, with the videos that I make and the content put out, you get that sense that sense of urgency from me. Hey, we got to stop collecting like we're greedy money mongers, right? Like value hunters, right? Let's start collecting in a smart and intelligent way, and doing it in a way that really is being a good steward of our money. Um, so, no, thank you again. I can't say it enough. Thank you for the likes, the views, the comments. Um, Let me know. What kind of content do you want from a channel like this? What kind of things do you want to hear or talk about from a channel like mine? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, as always, for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.